My Seahawks saved their season the other day.
Yeah.
Gino, did you know he was 0 against the Niners until that game?
Yeah, the Niners had been their daddies for the last handful of years.
Yeah.
They've had a real Niner problem, and
Now they don't.
no,
Right, Buckley? In your face.
That's correct.
well, look,
Snapped a nice streak.
You want to fire Kyle Shanahan yet?
No, but I have the same concerns as many 49ers fans that while he's a great play caller and a great schemer, the adjustments aren't great and close games aren't great either.
Well, I think that a lot of the glue guys are gone off defense. I think you still have this, like Fred Warner's playing as good as anyone in the NFL. I think he's the best off-ball linebacker. It's not even close. Bosa is always chipped up and isn't the impact player that he was. A lot of your other defensive linemen, it just doesn't scare you anymore. Look at that defensive line that they used to have, but it started when they went and got Hargrove from Philly. Didn't really work out. The Solomon Thomas thing didn't work out. They just missed on a lot of those D linemen. And Armstead's gone.
Buckner was around for a while. He's gone too.
Yeah, they're just not, they're just not the crew that they were. And a lot of the glue guys, especially again at linebacker, it used to be absolutely from Bowman to Shakir, and now you look at it outside of Fred Warner, who's the best linebacker that they have. So I think the defense isn't what it was. And then when you look at the offensive side of the ball, I think the Ayuk injury really hurts them as they don't really have anyone that stretches the field. Juwan Jennings is a nice possession receiver, but I'd make the argument that their most explosive player right now is George Kittle. And Kittle's, again, banged up all the time. And we'll see. If McCaffrey gets this rolling, then this may be what cures this offense. But the last 2 weeks, McCaffrey does not have the juice. He does not have it. He is not the explosive player that he was. So the question becomes, is that he's older and the wear and tear, or is he still battling the Achilles and all that? But right now, there is a lot of issues with San Francisco where if you're waiting for the old Niners to walk through the door, I don't think they are. Doesn't mean they can't win that division. Doesn't mean they're not a dangerous team. This is the worst version of the Niners, and their Super Bowl window is shrinking. Or you're going to have to kind of reinvent yourself and come up with the next inception of this. And also remember too, that all of this has been done with Brock Purdy making no money. So after this year, you got to figure out what you want to do. And does Brock want $60 million? He's not going to take a Geno type deal where he's going to take 25. Is he willing to take a Daniel Jones and sit there in the 40s? And what does that do to you? So I don't really love where the Niners are at right now in the way they're playing.
Yeah, you could also say, hey, it's only week 10.
Yeah.
Or week 11, whatever. And I'd rather have my team 5-5 right now than cruising like the Lions.
Oh, dude, the amount of times that we've written off the 49ers and then at the end of the year they get it rolling.
Bingo.
Which is why I'm saying if McCaffrey can pop and get back, they need something on the NFL now. It's everyone's trying to make you just get little hunks down the field, and it's really hard to do, especially when your O-line isn't great. And right now they're just not explosive. I think they're like 19th in explosive plays, and they need a guy that can go the distance. They need a home run hitter, and that can't be George Kittle. Christian McCaffrey has to go back to being the most dangerous man in the NFL, or this offense is not going to look the way that we're used to it. And I'm not certain that the defense honestly has the personnel to really play the way that we're used to the Niners playing.
But if you see them playing better and all the things come together, do you still worry that Shanahan's going to screw it up?
Yes.
Because, my God, you said you had some stats on them
I think
blowing games.
Yeah, I think I might have even... So, now, this season, they have the second most points allowed in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. They've allowed 29 points in the last 2 minutes of games.
Ooh.
Only the Bengals are worse. And then, let's see. And the stat about Shanahan, it was of coaches who have coached at least 40 games in the NFL, or 41 score games in the NFL. There's 125 of them, and he is 118th in win percentage in one-score games.
So, having watched a bunch of the Niners, they're 5-5. They really should be 8-3 because they had zero business. I'm not counting the Minnesota game. Minnesota outplayed them.
They did.
They had no business losing to the Rams. None. I still can't believe that they were able to give that game away.
Yep.
Zero business losing to the Cardinals. They just were like, no, we don't want it here. And then the worst, Seattle. Like,
They just didn't show up.
They did it again. Like, so there are 3 games that you are really going to look back on if you're the Niners and be like, what the hell were we doing? So it's a 5-5 team, but if you want a glass half full sort of thing, it really
Could be better.
It should be at least a 7-win, if not an 8-win team. So
They're right there.
with small adjustments and McCaffrey coming back, don't write them off, but I don't have the faith that I've always had, just that don't write off Seattle or don't write off San Francisco. Here they come. And I'm starting to let some doubt creep in.